Hello, welcome to Monday's class. Welcome to Monday's class. Right, we're going to talk today about functional fitness. Before that, excuse me, I've got itchy foot. Before that, just to get something out of the way, somebody asked me if there was any significance to the fact that I'm sort of doing my exercises in bare feet at the moment. And the answer is, or if there's any advantage. And the answer is absolutely not. It's just that with the puppy, if I put my shoes anywhere, ready to sort of get them on, he grabs them and chews them and things. So it's easier just to do it in bare feet. Although I suppose I could sort of, I put them in different places out of the way, and I can't always remember where they are. I could search for them, but there's no significance at all. It's entirely up to you whether you want to have bare feet or wear shoes. I've got if I had hard flooring, I probably would wear shoes. But I've got quite a nice soft carpet, so that's why I don't wear shoes. And it's quite good to go barefoot if you can. It's good for your feet, and it's good for your the way you walk if you can go barefoot. I appreciate not everybody can. Right, functional fitness. I explained this way back in the beginning, but it was so long ago that we've probably forgotten what it means, what it entails. And some of you may have joined since then. So functional fitness is as it sounds. It's fitness that enables you to function, to do all your daily sort of tasks. So some people, mainly younger men and younger women, want to get fit because they want a beach body. Men want to get buff and look strong and have muscles and six packs and things. We exercise to get strong. And the reason we want to be strong is because we want to be able to cope with all the daily tasks that we have to do. Before I was writing out a list of things that take a bit of energy and activity. It probably says more about me than it says about you. I'm sure you can think of lots more, but I was thinking about just generally in the house, you know, being able to push a hoover, not that I do that very much, hanging out the washing. I like hanging out the washing. Gardening, some people have allotments, sightseeing, socializing. Remember those days when you used to be able to see friends? And going to the theatre, because sometimes if you want the cheap seats, they're right up in the gods, so you've got to walk up the stairs. Theatre, that's where people gather together and watch other people tell the story. Cinema, same thing. Well, not really, but you need to be able to use the stairs. Hang on, just let me have a look at playing with your grandchildren, lifting things, getting the tops off, the lids off jars and things. Since I started using those hand strengtheners that I showed you, I'm much better at getting the lids off jars. Hanging up the washing, gardening, so dancing. Quite a lot of stuff that I do involves standing up. So although I have a dishwasher, I wash my dishes by hand, pots by hand. So that's standing up at the sink, cleaning vegetables, standing at the cooker. Standing takes quite a lot of energy, and you use your core muscles. You could also sort of improve the shining hour by doing this. But anything that you can think of that you need to do in day-to-day life, functional fitness, the aim of functional fitness exercises is to make the task seem easier. I mean, when we were in our 30s, we didn't really think about going up and down stairs. But now sometimes you have to think about it and you think, oh, that aches or that aches. Well, the squats help you go up and down stairs. The leg balance helps you walking, stops you falling. The arm exercises that we're doing help you pick things up. It helps you lift children. We don't do any specific back exercises, although this is a back exercise, but we don't do sort of lower back exercises. Maybe we should, but I don't know how able people are to sort of stand up and do that. But anyway, so I always think that older people particularly like a reason for doing exercises. There seems not much point in just doing exercises just for the sake of them. But somebody messaged me the other day and said, thanks for the exercises, that she no longer makes the old lady oof noises when she getting in and out the car. That's a really good one. She no longer makes the oof noises when she gets in and out of the car. My car's quite high off the ground, so it's not too difficult. But if I'm in the back seat of, and it hasn't got a back seat of somebody's car, it can be a struggle getting out. And I mean, I'm quite fit. So just getting up the step on a bus, using the tram, not so much, but walking to and from bus stops. We're using the tram, using public transport more, using our bus pass. Why spend money when you can use your bus pass? And it's great. Your bus pass keeps you healthy and fit because you're walking a lot. 11 o'clock. So that's functional fitness. So every time we do an exercise, I'm not just doing it just because I want to put you through torture. Every single one has a purpose. If there's anything that you find particularly difficult in daily life, drop me a line and I'll suggest an exercise that might help strengthen the muscles that will make it easier. It doesn't happen overnight, but if gradually you notice, oh, I wasn't able to do this a couple of weeks ago and I can do it now. Right, so if anybody's new, I hope you've got your chair. And just let me have a look and see who's here. Did you miss me on Saturday, by the way? Says 20th of June. No, should be the 29th. Elizabeth, it's just me. I don't know what day it is. Yes, I did put the 20th, didn't I, on this one? I'll amend it afterwards. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, if anybody's new, we need the chair. The session's divided into 3 bits. There's the warm-up, the main body of the exercises, and then the stretching. If I'm talking to explain the technique, those of you that know what you're doing can either do the exercise, which means that you'll do more of them, or put your hands behind your head. Don't push your head forward. Your hands aren't even touching. Just barely brushing your ears. But all the power of getting your elbow there comes from your back here. So that's what you're doing. And you're holding it there and you're walking on your tiptoes at the same time. It's quite strenuous, this, actually, but it improves your posture. It strengthens these big back muscles there. And it's be conscious of the fact that it's your back muscles pulling it. Right, let's start the warm-up. So, walking, just let me open the lines a minute. You can't see, but the dog's got a toy and he's desperately trying to bury it behind some cushions, not a toy, a bone. Right. Yes, so walking on the spot. If you can, up on your toes. There he goes. I shut the back door so he can't bury it in some disgusting hole in the garden and then drag it in later full of mud. So, slightly exact. Do you want to get behind there? There you go. Slightly exaggerated use of your arms so that your shoulders are getting mobilized. But just very gently, hardly taking your feet off the floor at all. Just walking very gently. My trouble is I don't have many hidey holes. See how big he's getting. Burying it in the bookcase. Right, so hands on shoulders, and we're going to stretch up. Now, if you can't get your hands by your ears, they can only go to there, absolutely fine. All these exercises you do at your own capability. Just because I can get my arms up here, it doesn't mean to say you have to be able to at the moment. It's something to aim towards. So, hands on shoulders, arms up there. If you want, you can keep walking gently. You don't have to, but you can if you want. Arms down and then out to the side. And then back in and forward. And back, up and down, out and in, forward and back. Up and down, out to the side and back in, forward and back. Now you can't go upstairs. Right, we're just going to do a little bit more mobilization of the shoulder because shoulders do get very stiff because with hips and legs, they get stiff, but you are actually using them all the time. You use your shoulders less. So hand on shoulder, so as you're making a wing with your arm. So it's straight out at 180 degrees. And imagine you've got a pencil sticking out and, sorry, it's just being pathetic trying to get up on the sofa. And we're going to do 5 big circles backwards, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our last arm one, excuse me, I'm just going to help him make it easier to bury it. Look, put it in there, Dopey. Put it in there. Right, the last one is the one where we raise our arms alternately. Again, just go as far as you can. And your back stays straight. You're not swaying like this. So we're going to do 10. 1, nice and slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5. Be aware, 6, of the muscles on your back. 7, pulling up your arm. 8, 9, 10. When you raise your arm like this, be aware that these muscles are pulling your arm up. Right. Heel digs. And at the same time, if you remember, anchor your elbows. And as you do a heel dig, you're going to do a bicep curl with your opposite arm. Nice and slow and controlled. 3, 2, 1. And then the next one we're going to do, if you're in the chair, if you're sitting down, oh no, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. The next one we're doing is just foot out to the side, just tapping the floor. Hands like this, prayer hands, out to the side. At the same time as you put your foot out to the side, you push your arms out to the side. Three, 2, 1. Next one we're going to do is just a step back. If you're in the chair, if you can't stand up, then you'll just have to do the arm movement of this one. And at the same time as you're doing the step back, just a little step back, hands are here at chest height, and you're going to push your hand out at the same time as you step back. Don't step back too far. Push your hands straight out. Spread your fingers. Jazz hands. Woo. Give your hands a bit of a workout. 3, 2, 1. And lastly, we're going to do toe taps. And then remember, if any of you weren't here last week, would have been last Wednesday, wouldn't it? Instead of doing the bicep curl with the toe tap, we're going to put our hands forward. Just your whole arm swinging forward and the other one back. Okay? Opposite arm and leg again. I have to try and remember this as well. So 3, 2, 1. Right, we'll go through the whole routine. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. See that? Heel, side, concentrate, Rosemary, toe tap with swinging arms. Heel, bicep curl. You've got to think about this, haven't you? Well, I have. Swing, bicep curl, side, back, swing. One more time. Bicep curl, side, back, swing. Well done. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit because we're going to do some shadow dancing, shadow steps. And I'm turning my back because people know that, I know that people find it easier to follow my feet this way. So we're going to go right foot over the left, bring your left out and over the right, and then back and back. So it's right, left, back, back. If you can, try and do it on your toes. Right, left, back, back, right. Try not to get your legs in a knot. Left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back. Now we're going to do it the other way. Left, right, back, back. So left, right, back, back, 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 left, right, back, back. How was that? Maybe later on, we might do this. I can never figure out how to teach that one though, because I have to do it without thinking. So it's one step forward, your left foot behind, and then you bring your right foot there, left foot over, behind and over. That's it. Footballers do this. Anyway, that's for another time. Right. Are we ready there? Yeah, that's it. I think we're warmed up onto the main body of the exercise, which as usual is the squat. So this is where some of you can do your arms. Some of you I know are doing squats as I talk. So a squat, if you can't do a freestanding squat, I'll show you how to do the chair. A squat is sitting down, your feet are wider, slightly wider, or just hip width or slightly wider apart. Your knees stay out, don't bring your knees in together. And it's sitting down without the chair. So it's back. Some people think the squat is like this. Your knees should never go over your feet. It's sitting back. And you can go to there, or there, or there, or wherever you can manage. But the technique is everything. If you can't do a freestanding squat, get the chair. And your aim is, anytime you are getting out of a chair, avoid using your hands. It becomes a habit, even if you don't need to, it can become a habit. So feet at 90 degrees, no, not your feet, your knees. And you're not holding on to anything, and you're standing up. And then you're sitting down in a controlled fashion. You're not sort of plonking back down like that. So up you get and down. If you can't do that, swing your arms and use that for momentum, and then sit down in controlled fashion. As a very last resort, you can put your hands on your knees and stand up. And you may need to do that sitting down as well. Okay, so we're going to do 10 squats. I'm going to face forward so you can see that my knees aren't going in. And I'm going to go down quite far, but you go down where you're comfortable with. As soon as the technique goes, you need to stop and rearrange. So, one, we're going to just tap your hands lightly behind your back, forces your pelvis forward a bit. 2, if you're only going down to there, obviously you'll be quicker than I am. So what I want you to do is, if you're only going down to there, I don't mean only, if you're going down to there, wait until I'm on the way up before you come up. So you have to hold it there for a bit. Makes it a bit more challenging. Nice and slow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super. Next, we're going to do the rowing one. If you've got bands, use them. If you're not, you can still do the arm actions without having a band. So you're sitting in the chair, at the front of the chair, feet out, heels on the ground, toes pulled back. Loop the band over your, around your instep. Instep's best because it stops the band pinging off. Have quite a bit of tension on the band, sitting up nice and straight. And what we're going to do is we're just moving our arms in a rowing motion. I'm going to show you here. So, loop the band over, and your arms are just coming straight back. Your elbows, try and get your elbows to touch the chair. And your hands are sort of skimming your thighs. None of this are lifting up. Your heels are on the floor the whole time. Not swaying backwards and forwards, only your arms that move. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Dog is very interested in the bands. 4, 5, 6. Hold it right back there. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Next, we're going to do the muscles at the side, the hip abduction. The muscles at the side here, which are the muscles that, if they're strong, stop your knees going in when you're doing that. So, oh, don't know why I'm moving this. Hold on to the chair because it's not a balancing one. And you need to just move your feet, doggy. You need to, it's your leg is just coming up to the side. It's a rather unnatural movement, but it's these muscles that are lifting your leg. Don't turn it. We're going to do 10 on each side. So just out to the side. Your foot faces forward and lower it gently. 2. When you bring your leg down, don't put your weight on it. 3. Just keep your weight on your other leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice and controlled. 9, 10. Just have a look down and see what your foot's doing. Is it facing forwards? And then the other side, same again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Hopefully you can manage all 10. If you're new and you can't manage all the repetitions that we do, just do as many as you can. 10 is something to aim for. Right. Try and do this without the puppy grabbing the band. You need your band. We're going to do the bicep curl. So you have it in one hand, put it on the floor and stand on it, and have quite a bit of tension so that when you're holding it like this, your elbow is anchored like that into your waist, your hip. I keep mine just at the top of my hip bone. So that when you're holding it there, you can see there's tension on my arm, rather than if you're holding it, if you have too slack a tension, if you do that, it looks much the same actually, but it's hardly using any tension at all, any strength at all. So hold it about there, and it's just closing your elbow. So 1, bring it down to there. 2, don't let it go all the way down. 3, don't let the band go slack. 4, 5, slow and controlled. 6, control gravity as you go down. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good boy. Nah. No, you don't want this. Nope. Nope. Right, the other side. You can see he's interested in this. Ready? 1. Not you, get your bone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right. The next one we're going to do is the balancing one. Have the chair there just in case you need it. We're going to engage core, stand on one leg and either have your knee there, which is parallel. If you can only get it to there, absolutely fine, doesn't matter where. Ideally parallel, and then you either bring it up a bit more or straighten it. Or some of them you can straighten, some you might think, oh, it's tiring, and do that one. The main thing is when you're bringing your knee up more, don't bend forward. Doesn't matter how far up your knee goes, you're using these muscles here to pull your knee up. So we're going to exhale, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, pull up your pelvic floor, release the muscles slightly, but still keep it pulled in. Hands on hips, and 1, and up, and down. Don't put your weight on the leg if you can avoid it. 2, and then up a bit more. 3, up. I'm going to try a straighten this time. 4, 5. That is pretty hardcore straightening like that. 6, you can really feel it there. 7. When you straighten your leg, or if you straighten your leg, don't kick it. You lift it. 8, 9, 10. Whoo! Give yourself a bit of a wiggle. Whoa. So, again, breathe out. Navel into your backbone. Pull up your pelvic floor. Release slightly. And up. And either up or straighten. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Whew. Oh, give your bum a bit of a wiggle. Right. I think what it is, yes, the upward row now. So if you don't have a band, hold your thumb with your other hand so that you've got a V there. And the object of the exercise is to keep your elbows higher than your hands. So you've always got that V. If you can only get up to there, fine. If you can get up to there, fine. But what I've seen is people struggling, think they need to get their hands up to their chin and struggling and doing this. No, just however far you can do it. If you're using the band, try and do this without him rushing over. Stand on it, feet apart, and then cross the band over. I'll come in so you can see my hands. Again, your hands are together. The only reason you hold your thumb in the other one is just to keep your hands together. And try and keep your forearm, your wrist, and your hand as one bit of board. Don't bend your wrist if you can. So we're just going to go 1. It's only your arms that move. 2. Don't shorten your neck. Nice long neck. 3. Control the descent. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Right, I'm just going to add in another little bit. You can have the chair if you want. You don't need it. Well, it's a balancing exercise, so if you feel you need it, do. Because I couldn't decide. Remember, I couldn't decide between the leg swinging or the leg raising. Well, I've decided to do both. So we're going to start just swinging one leg. We're going to try and do 10 on each side. I'm not certain that I'll manage it, but anyway. We're not going to do it fast, because if you do it fast, it's easier. You can get through 10 quite easily. And at the same time, you're going to use your opposite arm, just as a sort of balancing aid. So, engage core. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've lost it now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. Other side, engage core. 1. Oh, can't even do 1 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't decide whether it's encouraging or bad that the instructor can't do all of them. Means that I'm human. Means that I've got practice. I've got stuff to practice on, doesn't it? Right, we're going to do our work on our abs now a little bit. This strengthens your back actually as well, because it strengthens, because when you're using these muscles here, your back muscles engage as well. So we're going to have the chair, sit as far forward as you can without tippling over. Knees at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor, arms here so that you can't use them. And we're going to go back and just keeping your back straight, not arching it or humping it. We're going to go back and just touch the chair and then come forward slightly more forward. Maybe we should go right forward. Yeah, we'll go right forward as far as you can, because when we come up, that uses these muscles. So we'll start here and we'll go forward and back. That's 1. Forward. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Nice and slow and controlled. 9. 10. Yeah, because then when you're doing this bit, your back is pulling you up. And I know you're safe. Next one we're going to go back, touch the chair and come off just a centimetre. And then we're going to straighten one leg. Your thigh doesn't move. Your thigh's not going up and down. Your thigh stays the same. It's just your lower leg. 1, 2. And you're still at an angle. 3, 4. This is good for your core. 5. And your thighs. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you can, without needing a rest, do the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then sit up. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to the gym, if you've ever seen those exercise machines where the bar goes over your ankle and you have to raise it like that. That's the same exercise as we're doing there. It strengthens your thighs. Right, what's the next one? Yes, the triceps one. So we've done the biceps, which are the ones on the front. We're going to do the triceps, the one on the back. This is the one where you have your hand at the back is holding the band, and that's controlling the tension. The other one is like this. And the object of the exercise is to just lift your forearm to the ceiling. Your shoulder doesn't move. You're not doing that. If you've got shoulder mobility problems and you can't do that, hold it here at your chest level and just straighten to the floor. Okay, so whichever one you're choosing, we'll start and we're going to do 10. So 1, 2, just check that your shoulder isn't moving. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then switch over. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right. Because it's really important, an extra exercise in this routine is to relax my jaw, which seems to take the strain out. Yeah, don't clench. Sometimes when I'm doing an exercise, I find myself sort of clenching my knees. I sort of clench my lower half, but I sometimes find my knees sort of clenching, if you understand what I mean by clenching my knees. But yes, Prue, good idea to not clench your jaw. Just go. Become a slack-jawed yokel. Right. 10 squats, straight in. Nice and slow. 1, 2. I know sometimes the squats, the object you want to 3, get them over with as quickly as possible. 4, but try and resist that temptation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Now, my absolute favourite, side bends. Feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Remember, if you're putting hand over your head, you don't have to, but if you are, keep your arms straight so that you are actually being active with it rather than just passively plopping it over your head. Come on, Rosemary. Right, so, straighten your arm, Rosemary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, halfway there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo-hoo-hoo. Right, definitely getting better at that, but it's still hard. Right, we're going to just slowly go through the routine that we do, and then we're going to, you can put your music on and things. So we're going to go heel dig, side, back, and then swinging. Heel dig, side, back, swinging. Heel dig, side, back, swinging. Oh, we nearly forgot. One last time. Heel dig, side, back. So, oh, it's programmed into me. As soon as I said toe tap, I did the bicep. Right, put your music on if you've got it. And we're going to do it a bit faster to a bit of a beat. Okay, so tap, heel, side, back, swing. Heel, side, back, toe. Heel, side, back, toe. Heel, side, back, toe. Heel, side, back, toe. Oh, heel, side, that left arm, back, swing. Heel, side, back, do a swing. Heel, side, back. Dog's looking at me as if I've got nuts. Swing. Heel, side, back. One last time. Heel, side, back, swing. Well done. Give yourselves a clap. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to do the stretching. So we're going to do the calf stretch first. So get your chair, front leg bent, back leg straight. Make sure your feet are pointing in the same direction, leaning forward so that you feel the stretch at the top of your calf. Hello, doggy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. And then very slowly bend your back knee. Your heel will come off the ground. I think he's wondering who the hell I'm talking to. And you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles. Off. Good boy. And then switch legs. Just check that your feet are both facing forward. Feel the stretch on the back of your calf, at the top of your calf. He's just looking around to see what mischief he can get into. Bend your back knee slightly. And your heel will come off the ground. And you should feel the stretch going into your Achilles. What you doing? What you doing? Right. Whoops. For those of you that can, grab your heel. No, not your heel. Your toe, your foot, your ankle, your sock, your trouser leg, and bend your foot up the back so it looks a bit like this. And keep your knees together. This is to stretch these long thigh muscles. If you can't do that, then we're going to do dynamic stretching and do this. Okay, I'm going to do dynamic stretching. So those of you that can do that now. And others do this dynamic stretching. You can hold on to the chair. It's not a balancing exercise. Although if you want to practice your balance when you're doing it, that's great. Any excuse to practice balancing is good. So those of you that are doing dynamic stretching, keep doing this. Those of you that are doing the static stretching, grab your other leg and do that. Us dynamic stretchers are going to keep doing this because we is dynamic. Okay. Next one is the hamstrings, which are the big muscles at the back of your leg. Sit forward on the chair. I don't mean forward like this. I mean sit at the front of the chair. Knees at 90 degrees, back nice and straight. One leg out, toe pulled back. Sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Now, some of you may be able to get right down to your feet. Some of you may not. And it's either way is absolutely fine. Whatever is right for you. But feel the stretch on the back here. Keep your toe pulled back because that makes this stretch more challenging. And then sitting up and repeating on the other leg. Remember, nice and straight from the hips. And then standing up. It's money well spent, that sort of bone thing. It's kept him quiet. Hands out, palms forward, round the tree. Remember, it's like that, not like that. You want to, these bits are out because you want to stretch these muscles here. So it's shoulder height and dip your head. I don't know if I've ever said, but note that my feet are always hip width apart because that gives you a much more stable base than if your feet are together, or even wider than hip width apart. And then if you can, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't, just try and get your elbows together. If you're interlinking your fingers, lift them up, and that gives you the stretch across your chest. Keep your neck nice, shoulders down, don't hunch your shoulders. Actually, it's quite difficult to hunch your shoulders in this position. Gives you a nice stretch across the chest. And then one arm goes down your back like that if you can. If you've got shoulder mobility problems, don't do this one. Just sit and think how glad you are you're not doing it. And then you push your elbow back a bit, getting a stretch there. And then release, and a repeat on the other side. Okay, we've reached the neck. Started at the calves, we've reached the neck. Right, so sitting in the chair, nice and comfortably. Don't use the back. Use your own muscles to support yourself and keep a nice posture. Dip your head, hand on your crown. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down. Don't actively push. And then turn your head to the left. Note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. Put your hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand so that you're creating that tension in your neck. Have a battle going on. Keep trying to turn your head. Keep pushing it back with your hand. And then relax totally. Keep your head turned. You should be able to turn your head just a little bit further. And then bring your head back to the center. Turn your head to the right. Hand on your chin. Turn your head. Try and turn your head back to the center. Resist with your hand. Have that fight going on. That's it. And then relax totally. See if you can turn your head a bit more. And bring your head back. That's it, folks. Remember, if there's something that you used to be able to do or that you feel you'd like to do and you can't do, drop me a line and I'll see if there's an exercise that I can suggest that you can do to help make it a bit easier for you. Okay, so I shall see you on Wednesday, and I'll remember and change the date of this one. Okay, thanks for attending. Bye.